again. So repeat this. Welcome D-Lab Electronics, everybody. I have another Johnson 500 in for repair. This one came in with a damaged RF output jack. The reason it was damaged is that the Dow Key relay did not toggle over to the antenna. So all that energy had to have somewhere to go. And in this case, it arced and totally destroyed the SO239 connector. So in this video, I'm going to give you a simple procedure for setting up your Dow Key relay and ensuring that it works so that your transmitter is not damaged. This procedure will not only apply to the Johnson 500, but other Johnsons and manufacturers such as Heathkit and Collins. Here we go. Alright, this is the test setup. Now we are going to initially concentrate on the Johnson 500 since that is the transmitter in for repair, but the same information will apply to other Johnson models and other manufacturers of transmitters that you're hooking a Dow Key to. Okay? So first off, I have the power supply open so you can see the internal components. We'll start with the power input. There's a terminal board here. I've got this one wired for 220, but then if you look at your schematic or your manual, you'll see that pins 4 and 5 are the 120 volt output for the Dow Key relay. Down here is the push to talk relay. It's RY302. So RY302 closes and that applies 120 volts to pins 4 and 5 on the terminal board. It is critical that when you hook up your 220 volt feed that you ensure that your neutral is good, because that 120 volts that is being supplied to the terminals requires that neutral. Okay? This thing will power up on 220 all by itself, but if the neutral's missing, you won't get the toggle for push to talk. I've moved the overall camera closer and I have a secondary camera watching the meter and the activation of the Dow Key relay. Alright, so now we're going to move into a generic procedure. This is not only for the Johnson 500, but you can apply this to any transmitter that you're using a Dow Key relay on. Step 1, you are going to connect a dummy load direct to the RF output of the transmitter. The Dow Key relay is not in line at this time. Alright, step 2. You're going to connect the coil of the Dow Key relay to the switched AC push-to-talk output of your transmitter. The Dow Key is not going to be mechanically connected to the transmitter at all. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to protect the transmitter with a dummy load, but we're going to ensure that our Dow Key is toggling when you want it to. Step 3, we're going to key the transmitter. At this point, you want to ensure that you either see or hear that Dow Key energize. If you can't hear it, connect an AC voltmeter like what I have across the coil. You cannot do this test simply with a voltmeter. A load is required to ensure that the relay that's providing the AC is providing current to pull in the Dow Key. Okay, so let's key it up. When the transmitter keys, you should see 120 volts AC on the meter, and the Dow Key should mechanically engage. Make sure to do this several times to make sure that it's consistent. Here we go. Let's go again. So repeat this process several times. Make sure that that Dow Key is receiving the proper voltage and engaging. Otherwise, you could damage your transmitter. So the Dow Key relay is still the most reliable device that you can purchase for switching your antenna between your receiver and transmitter, and it's rated at 1,000 watts of power. You know, in the past, I've just slapped these devices on the back of a transmitter and thought we're off to the races. But after seeing the damage that this malfunction can cause, I'm taking additional time to make sure that everything is 100% operational before I key that microphone. I hope you guys realize that too. This old gear is not going to be around forever. You got to take care of it. There's more good stuff coming from D-Lab Electronics. Thanks for tuning in.